Welcome. I am back, like I said I would be, on the 7th of December to tell you exactly how much money I made this week and exactly how much money I spent. And let me tell you, it's not that encouraging, but I'll tell you why it isn't, and also why that is a short-term feeling, because it's gonna be fine. Okay? Before I start giving you my exact numbers, I did want to share with you a couple of tools and people that have been really helpful for me in the last few years as I kind of start thinking about this financial journey, thinking about getting debt free, and thinking about just like not even thinking about it, thinking about it, but then also like seeing how other people do it, right? Not just diving into it blindly and then being discouraged. There's been two things that have helped the most. Dave Ramsey's 7 Baby Steps and Asia Dang's entire YouTube channel, but also her planner. So I will show you the planner in a second once I put my coffee down. And I'll tell you about Dave Ramsey's Baby Steps, on which I think there's 7 and I'm on 2. But yeah, let me tell you a bit about them, okay? From his website, Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps are: 1, save $1,000 for a beginner emergency fund. Baby step 2, pay off all debt, except the house. Baby step 3 is save 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Baby step 4 is invest 15% of your household income in retirement. Baby step 5 is save for your child's college education. Baby step 6 is pay off your home early. And baby step 7 is build wealth and give. So I fortunately have $1,000 saved. Like, you should have money set aside in case, you need to book a flight to get to somebody who's sick, or your dog needs surgery, whatever it might be. But baby step 2, like I said, is the one that I'm on, and that's paying off all debts. And he recommends doing it using a method called the snowball, which is where you pay off your smallest loans first, and you pay minimum payments on all of your other loans, but you just go head on into that smallest loan as fast as you can, pay it off, and then go on to the next smallest, and so on and so on. And I think there's a lot to be said for the feeling that it gives you to get rid of a loan. And so if you're starting with one that's I think one of my student loans is maybe $300 right now. So, if that I just check off, never have to think about it again, that's great. So the other person I mentioned is Asia Dang, and she's a YouTuber and entertainment person. I don't know. I haven't read her biography or anything, but she had $200,000 in student debt that she paid off using those methods. And now she does a lot of videos on budgeting, investing, and just really being transparent with the decisions she makes around money. And she designed and published a planner that's also a financial planner. It's called Master Plan. It looks like this. And I am really trying to use it. I'll show you this week. When I go through this week, I'll show you exactly what I did in the planner. Okay, so that's what my page looks like. Lots of scribbles, lots of notes, whatever. Hopefully my social security number wasn't on there. But basically, it gives you a page for a weekly expense tracker, and it gives you space to put different categories in. And then it gives you a blank page on the other side where I just write notes so I don't forget things. Then there's a weekly just day planner. And then it goes on to the next week. So I find it really nice that it's broken up into chunks. I find it hard to track my expenses for a month. Having it a week, it's okay, cool, yay, I already did it. It's done. Wow, 7 days gone, Okay, so now let's get down to the numbers, right? What you've all been waiting for, I'm sure. Figure out exactly how much your dear friend Sarah May makes. This week, I made $836.54 take-home pay after tax. And I spent $1,181.77. Obviously, that's a deficit. It's a deficit of $342.23, which doesn't feel very good. It doesn't. But with a little bit of perspective, I can understand why. For example, in my tracking with Asia Dang's master plan planner, I see that I paid my mortgage, which is $579.33. Obviously, that's a monthly expense. I bought a cord of firewood that was $325, and that only needs to happen hopefully once every fall. It was a bit late this year. My car insurance payment, which is basically $80, was this week. And I also had a propane bill of $81, which is a quarterly bill. So it was sort of like, yes, there were routine expenses that I should budget into the first week of every month, my mortgage and my car insurance, but firewood is a yearly expense that I can plan for next year, and propane is a quarterly expense, which fluctuates, definitely spending a bit more in the winter, although maybe that's not true. So I spent, for my car, $50 on gas, which doesn't quite fill my tank at this point, unfortunately. But I get good gas mileage, so that was on the first, and I'm not even at half a tank, I think. So probably I'll be budgeting $100 a month for gas with normal use. Then my subscriptions, I pay $11 a month for Adobe and $16 a month for Spotify, but my family chips in for that, so it's not like I get repaid, basically. Then miscellaneous expenses. I went out to lunch with friends and to Goodwill, spent $20. I bought a piece of art for $20 at a winter fair, and I got charged like $16 on eBay for shipping, which was unexpected and irritating. But hey, it is what it is, right? So that's what it is. Like that's that. And obviously there's no room for me to do much with that because of like that, $350 deficit almost. But I think next week will look different, and I'm excited to see what it looks like. I really am. My biggest takeaways from this week were really to stick with it, like to see what a whole month of expenses looked like and how helpful it is to have it broken down by week. Not only because I know that my mortgage and my car insurance are gonna be the first week of every month, but even to know, like, to not be overwhelmed by the fact that, gosh, $325 for what? Okay, that's fine. It's gonna be once a year. That my propane is gonna be quarterly, and it'll start I'll start having an average that I can plan for. Well, there goes my dog. And fundamentally, that's about having a picture of where your money's going, so that you're not caught off guard every time you open your banking app and you're like, what? Like, what? I didn't realize that was gonna happen. It's like, okay, if you're tracking it, then you can have set expectations and you know what's gonna happen, and that it is huge for your state of mind. I say after 1 week. Yeah, so later this week, in a few days, I'm gonna be making a video about my savings goals and my strategies for doing that, because there are a couple of things that I need and want to save up for while paying off my debt. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And hopefully next week I'll be not at a deficit.